Hello everyone, welcome to the Jewish Week Online. I'm your host, Aaron Herman. We had the opportunity to speak with Yonatan Nir, writer and director of the movie Dolphin Boy. Dolphin Boy is a film about an Arab boy who suffers a trauma after a beating by some kids in his village. He is brought to an Israeli doctor who recommends dolphin therapy, a unique way to help traumatized individuals. Let's take a closer look. As a filmmaker and writer, whenever you start writing your movie, you don't realize sometimes how it's going to come about. And whenever you're starting that process, it's exciting and complicated, as this is almost like your child. Why did you decide to make this movie?
Well, I totally agree with you. When you start to work on a documentary like this and you have no idea how much time it will take, you need to find something that you feel connected to in order to find the energy and, the power to go through a lot of troubles that you can and you will have in the future. And for me, Dolphin Boy, the reason for me to do this film was something very personal. I was working as an underwater cameraman and as an underwater photographer and as a diving instructor for almost 10 years. And I knew the amazing effect that an encounter with dolphin, a whale, or one of those big giant animals underwater, the effect that it had on me was always really, really strong. It always made me feel, very strong feelings and emotions. And then in 2006, I was back in Israel working as one of the underwater cameramen and photographers of the dolphin reef in Eilat. My job was to dive with dolphins 5-6 times a day, and it was great. It was amazing. And then one day, everything changed, and I was called to serve in the reserve forces of the IDF during the Second Lebanon War. And this was a very difficult time for me, and I was also wounded from a landmine one of the last nights of the war. But my injury was not bad at all. Physically, I was good after a week and a half, and I was good to go back to normal life. But when I went back to Eilat after the war, I could not go back to normal. I could not wake up in the morning. I didn't have the energy. I was down. I was depressed, and didn't want to go back to work. And then one of my best friends told me, "Listen, man, maybe you just should do what was doing so good to you in the past. Maybe you should just go and dive again, go to swim with the dolphins." And this is exactly what I did. And when I entered the water, just from everywhere, all the dolphins came to me. And I had like 6 or 7 dolphins around me, surrounding me. And I was diving with them for half an hour or 40 minutes, and they didn't let me go. They were just around me and made me feel so good. And I was smiling for the first time since the war ended. And I decided that I just have to tell the story of this inexplicable connection between men and dolphins, and about how this connection can help people in troubles. And 2 months later, Murad, the protagonist of Dolphin Boy, arrived to the dolphin reef, and I knew right away that this is a story that I want to tell.
And this is a fantastic story, not only about how a dolphin and a boy can connect, but there's this Arab-Israeli connection, and throughout the film, you don't get a sense of like the politics. It's all about love. Can you talk a little bit about how that came to be? Obviously, in a film like this, you have so much that is going on, and you have this overarching Arab-Israeli conflict. But this is a very unique take on everything.
I think me and my partners, Danny Menkin and Judith Menasse Ramon, which is the producer of this film, we realized from the very first moment that the Arab-Israeli issue is not the issue. The conflict is not the issue. We could focus ourselves more on that issue, but then this story would be less universal. And we wanted to keep it universal because trauma and a man that is trying to escape his trauma is a universal issue. It doesn't have to do anything with Israel or with Arabs or Muslims. It can happen anywhere in the world, and Murad could be anybody. And he could be, he could experience trauma from a war, or from bullying, or from a car accident, or from rape, or from everything. It's a universal issue. Of course, the fact that Murad is Arab, Israeli, and his father is Muslim, and the psychiatrist, Dr. Ilan Kutz, that treat him for no charge for so many years, is Jewish. And the guys in the Dolphin Reef are Jewish. And then the friends of the father are Muslims, and they support him and love him, like, in a way that I admire. And all these things, just broke all the bridges between people. I mean, in the end of the day, to me, if you don't deal with politics and you just leave the human beings and you try to deal directly with people, then you find out that you have less troubles than you think in this world. And we always said that when Murad was jumping to the water in a terrible state of trauma, the dolphins could sense his body and could see his heart and and skeleton, and they could not see what is the language that he speaks, or what is his religion, where he's coming from, or which war his ancestors fought against my ancestors. It doesn't matter. They just see a man in trouble. So we try to learn something from them, and and deal with him as a human being.
What was the most challenging part of the filming?
I think the most challenging thing was, at least for me, when you're dealing with somebody that experienced something so terrible, it's hard to rebuild the confidence. He was brutally attacked with no reason, and he told me sometimes that that before this attack he thought that if you do something good you get something good, and after this attack he didn't believe it anymore. And then you have to rebuild the confidence with him, and it takes time. That's why we shot this film for almost 4 years. We also could not push him to do anything that he doesn't want to do. It was obvious to us, and it was told to us by the psychiatrist that we're making this film, not only as a cinematic, film, and we will not, deal only with making a film. We're going to also deal with we're going to be part of the therapy, basically. We'll have to make a film that will be also good for his therapy and not only for the audience. So it took time. It took almost 4 years, and you have ups and downs, and sometimes Murad doesn't want to speak to you and doesn't want to cooperate, and then we would just go diving and see the dolphins, and then maybe it would feel better. You can see that some of the interviews that we're making in the film are done in the water right after a dive. So I think that was the most complicated thing, to kind of build it with him and give him the time, and not push him, and hoping and believing that the end will be good, even though we could not promise it to ourselves. We didn't know it.
And what are you hoping audiences will take away from the film?
Everybody see whatever he sees. It connects to people from different angles, from different perspectives. We really hope that we made something honest. I always try in my documentary to be honest, and to be honest to the story as much as I can. and not to push it, not to push myself too much into it. I think Danny is doing the same. I hope that the audience, will appreciate the amazing power of nature and the amazing power of love. And maybe I hope the audience will be inspired by the father that shows non-violence, to act in a non-violence manner. And I hope maybe people will see, that coexistence can exist in Israel and in different places in the world. And I hope that people understand how terrible, the violence can be to a human being, and how easy it is to destroy, and how hard it is to rebuild.
And the film opened to critical acclaim. It's playing in New York and LA. What are your hopes for the film?
I really, everything is above my expectations. It's unbelievable. I mean, we've been showing the film in probably 40 festivals, and it was winning prizes. And I think about 2 million people watched it already on TVs around the world. And in Israel, it was nominated for the Israeli Academy Award. It was nominated for Cinema for Peace. It was winning some festivals. I don't know. It's above my expectations already. I just hope that. And the most important thing is that Morad is okay. Morad today is much better than when we started to film him. He's studying today hydrotherapy. Which means he's studying how to help other people with the water, healing with the water. And that's exactly what helped him, and now he's trying to help others. He's just doing his exams this week, so I wish him good luck. He's in the north of Israel, because this is where the exams, and my mother is from the north with my little brother, so he's staying at my home, and he's going so he doesn't have to drive a long way. It's really amazing things happening, and for me, to see this amazing Arab population that we have in Israel, Arab Israeli that live in Israel, and to become friends of them, to go to their town, to sit with them, to have the best food, and just to open my mind and my heart to things that I was not open before. So it was just an amazing thing until now, and anything that will come now will be even more amazing.
So where can people learn more about your film?
Okay, first of all, you can just go to www.dolphinboyfilm.com, and you'll be able to see where the film will be screened. And you'll be also able to buy DVDs and to hear about, when we put it on iTunes and VOD and all this. So www.dolphinboyfilm.com. I hope people will enjoy it all over the world.
As you can see, Dolphin Boy is a powerful film about love and perseverance. It also taught us the importance of transcending our religious beliefs and background to help those in need. This is Aaron Herman, and thank you for watching.